Hello, sports fans. We always say that. I fixed my hair, can you tell, for this show. It looks beautiful. A little more. I had to put a little more powder up here to decrease the glow. What the hell? The glare, yeah.
The shine, the glare, yeah.
The shine. I use. It's almost time to weed and feed, you know, with spring coming up.
That's true.
Yeah. I use shine vinyl in the winter, you know. I put that.
I probably should have here at home. You know, I'm out of practice because I'm at home. At work, I tend to do it. But whatever. I'm a little shiny, too.
All right, this is Geoff Cornish. Let's hear it for him, kids. Come on. All right, the kids are a little slow today. They're on vacation.
It's a delayed response. That's
well,
fine.
That's better than none. To my left would normally be... over here you see Gino's not here. He's on assignment. Well, for better or for worse. I'll still spell his name. 2 G's, 5 X's, and 7 Q's. Ending with an E. Gino Fratellone. Let's give Gino a hand. Come on. All right, guys. Thank you. Okay, not too much. All right, so you still work for AccuWeather, right?
I do.
Yes. Where is Joel Myers, by the way? Is he still in the government, or they didn't get?
He's still in the area. He's still very involved.
But is he? He never got the job with EPA or something? Wasn't that a few years ago?
His brother Barry was considered for the head of NOAA several years ago. The president at the time appointed him, but it never moved through
Congress.
Political. I don't know if it was.
Why? What was his problem? People want to know. People want to know what went wrong. How come he didn't get it?
I'm not sure. I'm sure there were some political things at play. I know that one side of the aisle was opposed, one was more in favor, and then he also just decided to retract, I think, after a period of time.
Does he have anything to do with AccuWeather?
Well, he used to. He was very involved with management for most of his career, but when he was appointed, he kind of had to step away.
Of course. We don't want any appearance of, conflict of interest.
Right. So he had to absolve all that stuff.
He had to give up his T-shirt that said AccuWeather and all that stuff, right?
I guess so. I don't know how that
you can't wear that. No weather signs. No weather signs. Rain. So now, what's his brother doing?
Well, there are 3 brothers. Dr. Joel is the founder, and then the youngest brother, Evan Myers, is. I don't want to get his title mixed up on your broadcast, but he's very, very involved in upper-level management as well.
Ooh,
yeah.
So am I.
He's more operational with his management of what's actually going on day to day.
This sounds like some nepotism there, you know.
Well, I don't know about that.
Come on, they're all
qualified.
They're all from the same. Never mind qualified. We want different people.
And actually, his youngest brother is he's a real good guy, and he's involved with local politics as well. He's a state college borough council member and all that too.
Does anybody there who doesn't go to Penn State?
Yeah, we really have hired a lot of people who do not. I think it's been a concerted effort to diversify our workforce. Even to the point that I think we typically have 4 forecasting interns every year. Then we have interns in other departments too. And typically now only 1 intern is a Penn Stater, and then we're really seeking out 3 others from other parts of the country. So yeah, I work with people from all over the country, different universities, NC State or University. We did this last time, and I got it mixed up between NC State and University of North Carolina.
What's the difference? They both have
people.
They both have a football team. What's the difference? NC State, University.
Yeah, Purdue, University of Oklahoma. All over the place. Got some Millersville people.
Who? Millersville?
Millersville, Pennsylvania.
Never heard of it.
It's a smaller school. It's a state school, but they have a good, strong, smaller meteorology program. It's in the area of Lancaster County, PA, and they've been around for a while. They have a good meteorology program.
You can get a degree there?
Yeah, you can get a meteorology degree there. They have a good program.
All right, all you people in Kansas, I want you to go to Millersville, right? Isn't there a Millersport too?
There could be. I'm not sure.
Well, check it out next time.
That's quite a wipe there.
Huh? You what?
We call that a wipe in television,
Oh.
where the graphic goes away and then there's a reveal and all that.
Ah.
That was exciting.
You're on fire behind you, by the way.
I know. We got the.
Didn't the utility company complain or putting that on?
That's a pellet stove. Those wood pellets.
Yeah. That was the thing on an environmental program with the changing climate, that they chop down trees to make these wood pellets.
Well, you know, the bags that we buy, they say that they're green because they're replacing the forests that I guess they're harvesting them, and the companies say that they're replacing the forest there as they
with little saplings, right?
I don't know.
Let's get into this. All right.
Let's get into it. We got to do an maybe that's the assignment that you should send Gino on, an investigative report. How green are they?
If you don't want it done, let me know. You don't want Gino doing it, right? No. It could come back in Italian and Spanish. All right, so we're currently expecting a big storm. Well, if there's no wind, really. It's not one of these blockbusters, but we're going to get a lot of snow here.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree. There's not much wind, and there's some concern about the freezing rain in like eastern Pennsylvania, parts of New Jersey. To me, if you get a 1/4 inch of freezing rain, but without the wind, you're probably all right. If you get a 1/2 inch or more, you begin to get into power outages. But the lack of wind is probably going to prevent too many ice problems from occurring in the Northeast, I think.
What do you expect,
You're
New
in
York?
the snow zone more than anybody.
What about New York City? Change the rain?
I think New York will probably, yeah. But up in Poughkeepsie and those areas, they'll hold on to the cold longer.
Yeah. Well, down here, over here, and all you people out there in TV land want to hear all this. The South Coast and the Cape and the islands, of course. They'll go over the rain.
Yeah, I could believe that.
This is more like
like you'll see probably. I'm not sure what our official forecast is, but it's something like between 4 and 8 inches of snow for Boston. Right?
That's Boston. Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah,
we get.
You're a little north of there. You and Westford will do better than that.
Yeah, they go up to a foot.
I like that.
Yeah, but
and then up there in like Rutland, Vermont, they should do real well. They could get a foot plus.
Oh, they're cheating with mountains.
Yeah, they're a little colder, farther inland, farther north, all that.
It should be fluff, though.
Up there, yeah.
Well, here, too, it's not going to be that warm.
No, I agree. You're in a better spot. I'm going to have a slop storm here.
This is This is way it used to be. Usually it used to be we get the snow, and then down in the southern part of the state, it turned to rain. But they've been cheating and getting snow instead.
It's been funny. I think the strangest regional contrast this year has been Philadelphia to Atlantic City. Atlantic City is southeast of Philadelphia, obviously coastal. And, as of a week or two ago, and I don't think this has changed, Philadelphia's been sitting at around a foot of snow for the year, which is a little below the norm. Mm-hmm. Atlantic City has had 33 inches. And they're way above norm because they had those two coastal storms that really missed I-95, at least at that latitude. And it just slammed the coast twice in January. So it's been a great time to be at the Jersey Shore, if you like snow.
If you don't, well, you can always be out on the beach. Think you're in Daytona with the white cover, you know?
That's right.
Sure.
The white beach.
White beach. Look at that. It's sand.
Yeah. I've only seen snow at the beach once. Now, granted, I don't live in the coastal area, and grew up in the Philadelphia area, but I was once in Ocean City, New Jersey, for just a 2 or 3 inch snow event. And it's kind of surreal if you're used to only being at the beach in the summertime. It's a cool thing.
You see the dogs running around, right?
Yeah, right.
I don't know why they love snow, but they do.
They really do.
Yeah. Maybe the color.
We had a video last night of a tenacious squirrel trying to get through 8 inches of snow, and it was real soft, fluffy snow.
Yeah. You had to keep jumping, right?
Through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he took a break with a brewski, right?
It was inspiring.
Yeah. He was trying to find some food. Squirrels really.
Going to a tree. I don't know what the tree was. What the draw was, but whatever.
Maybe he had a nest up there.
Could be.
Get him on. Get him in. So you have a dog, right? Where is the dog?
Oh, she's taking a nap. She's 14 and a half.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, she got a cancer diagnosis 3.5 years ago. And we were told that she might make it another month, and then that would probably be it. she had this thing removed. It was a tumor that looked like a volcano, and it was kind of gross. Hopefully this doesn't air during dinner time.
Ew.
Yeah, I was making the appropriate face.
Well, they just
So
put butter
removed
on
that,
it.
and they biopsied some adjacent skin cells, there were tissue cells that were still, not what they removed. And they said that there was an aggressive cancer, and we kind of mourned her death 2 or 3 times over. That was in August of 2018. She's still with us, still running around.
Well, they made a mistake?
I don't know. I mean, I suspect that the diagnosis was right. At least the biopsy was correct. But you never know with cancer. And for one reason or another, she it's gone into remission or whatever else.
Do they check her? Do they check her?
Well, we haven't done much for that because that initial diagnosis, they even implied that they didn't think that we should chase it by removing more tissue. And to me, as somewhat of a skeptic, I feel like maybe the veterinarians, if they were looking for more revenue, they would say, yeah, let's go after this. And apparently there was not enough hope to even suggest that. So we just assumed that would be the end. And 3.5 years ago, she's 14 and a half now, so she's lived a full life. And I don't think that there's much need for treatment or anything. It's just she's, for one reason or another, basically beat it.
She doesn't show any signs of it?
No, I mean, she does have lumps. And the lump that presented itself before it kind of had a head, this is disgusting.
Thank you. I'm going to bomb it here, so just take a moment here. Jeez, thank you very much.
What time does this air?
Time, huh? Whenever we put it on, Probably 2 in the morning when you get a snack.
Mealtime.
Oh, yeah. Let me bomb.
I saw the general manager. I watched your 200th show. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And the general manager, I guess, may not be pleased with this, but yeah. But right now, and for the past 2 years, she's had a lump that looks like the situation maybe 3 or 4 months before it presented a head.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere there's a veterinarian there in Westford who's thinking none of this is right. But we've basically just been kind of thinking and preparing for her death at any. She's been in doggy hospice for a long time now, but I didn't think that she'd see snow again. And sure enough, she saw snow in the winter of 2018, 2019, and 3 winters since. So, still
doggy hospice. Where's that? Is that a hotel?
I guess it's just the emotional preparation for the dog owner.
Oh, well, I thought they go. Oh, they bring the dog in now. Look at this doggy. Yeah, right. So, what else is going on in State College before the football's over?
Yeah, football's over. The basketball team is hanging in there a little bit. I'm a volunteer firefighter, and right. We had a false alarm at the new basketball coach's house. So it was interesting to meet the basketball coach's house, meet the coach, the new coach of Penn State, through those means. I just happened to be at the firehouse that day.
How exciting that was. Was he dribbling?
It was totally a false alarm. And
was he
a lot of the time in the fire service, our fire department, we run about 1,300 calls a year. No medical, just all straight up fire calls. And it's a volunteer department that's busy. But we have about 100 active members. But 700 of them are automatic fire alarms, which are very routine. You got to respond to them. We send one engine and the chief, and that's it. We're the duty chief, whoever's in charge of the day. But among those 700 automatic fire alarms, they're so routine, we get 2 of them a day, that they're almost always a false alarm. If something really is going on, somebody will call in a few minutes later and say, hey, we have smoke. You got to investigate it, because sometimes, maybe 1 out of every 200, you might have something legitimate. They're pretty routine, and it wasn't a very dramatic, exciting.
So you guys go in? You go in there with matches to see if you can find something, right? You have a candle, right, and put the match on it.
Usually, you can find the alarm that signaled. It might say attic or 2nd floor bedroom or whatever. You go there and you can determine there's no problem, and it's just an electronic issue, or it could be anything that triggers these.
So what do you do with it? Take a bat and slam it?
No, that's up to the homeowner or the property owner.
He takes a basketball. Wouldn't it? He hears the alarm, right? They hear the alarm in the house.
Well, sometimes if it's an audible smoke detector, but the average person's not going to call 911 for that. We get a lot of calls for that among, State College is a college town. So we have a lot of students who live in off-campus apartments, and they'll hear alarms and they'll end up calling 911 because it might be in a locked apartment, might be down the hallway, the whole system might be going off. But most of these are in commercial buildings, stores, or some homes where people pay for fire protection built into the security system. And that automatically dials out. So it goes to a call center that might be up in Massachusetts or in Nashville or wherever. And then that company calls the local county 911 center. And it's very routine. They dispatch us then.
Oh. Yeah. Do you have a dog hanging around the fire station?
No, people often ask. We have no dog and no fire poles.
What a shame.
Yeah. We have 3 stations. We cover about 100 square miles. And when the students are in town, it's 100,000 people, which is very rare for a volunteer department. And it's fun to be part of that kind of thing. But you know, it's a mix of farmland and then 12-floor apartment buildings. So it's fun. We say that we're volunteer. We do get a stipend, about $2,000 a year, just to kind of encourage us to keep showing up. And we've done some research, or we paid for research to be done, that suggests that we would have more members, or we would lose members if there was no financial incentive. Not because we're doing it for the money, but more because a lot of people, you know, if you're trying to support a family and so forth, and you have a full-time job, you might need, in some cases, a part-time job. So they're trying to increase this stipend eventually to around $5,000 a year to basically replace what would be a low-paying part-time side job.
I thought they make membership. I thought they make it 2001. You know, up a dollar.
Stepping it up. When I was a member at the same department between 2000 and 2006, it was $180 a year.
Well, inflation.
Yeah, right. Well, and that was just so that we wouldn't file things in our taxes, you know, for like cost of fuel for charitable contributions.
You mean you have to declare this, huh?
Well, we don't because of the stipend. Yeah, none of that's. Oh, yeah, we have to declare it with our taxes.
Yeah.
We do get a 1099 for that, or 1099. But we would not then, you know, list the fuel cost per year for driving to the station in terms of a tax deduction. None of that. Nobody cares remotely about this. But yeah, you do have to declare we get a 1099 for the stipend.
But you could take your mileages off. You could take the mileage.
Yeah, the idea is that we wouldn't then claim mileage. But we do have actually 5 paid members now. We have 4 who are members of the department who are, you know, the chief is volunteer, but we have a fire director over the chief who's paid. We have a training chief. We have 25 or 26 pieces of apparatus, you know, things on wheels, and a good half of them are full-scale fire trucks. And it used to be that a volunteer was responsible for that. That's you can't manage that kind of fleet with another full-time job and a family and all that. So now that's managed by somebody who's paid to be there 40 hours a week.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
What do they do? That's a truck. That's what they do.
It's a lot to maintain. And then we have somebody else who manages all the equipment that's not on wheels. Yeah, we have a lot of equipment. Yeah. And then our emergency manager happens to have an office there, so he's around 8 to 5, 9 to 5. But it's fun.
Who pays for this? The state or the city? Town?
It's a mix. It's you know, we have honestly, if you look at most of central Pennsylvania, if you leave State College, it gets pretty rural.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, but central Pennsylvania, we have Penn State University, and there are a lot of businesses that have popped up because of Penn State, you know, in the area. It's by far the largest employer, but AccuWeather, for example, you know, we have 500 people, and about 400 of them work in State College. And we would not be planted here if not for Penn State. It's because we talked about Dr. Joel Myers. He was from Philadelphia. He liked the area. He came to Penn State, and instead of leaving the area, he started a company here. And the cost of living is a little bit lower here, and it's a nice place to live. And there are a lot of other companies, some engineering firms and so forth, that probably exist here because of Penn State being here.
What about if we ask Penn State to move?
We could do that. But you know, because we have all that here, we get a lot of tax revenue from that.
Oh, yeah.
If you go out into rural Pennsylvania where you have a town of 3,000 people and no big employers, you know, they're doing fundraisers every other Saturday, and that's a greater strain for the firefighters there and balancing their life at home and all that stuff.
They got to tend to
Yeah, some of it comes from the state, some comes from federal grants. It's a mix of all that.
With the $2,000, you can go into the store, buy some milk and bread and a little water, and that's it. It's all over.
But if you look at the cost of fire protection per capita, we're very, very low. Compared to if we were to pay, you know, a full-time career fire department is very expensive. You got to pay benefits. You got to have full-timers to be able to staff.
Yeah.
You know, in shifts that are 24 on, 48 off,
Yeah.
24 on, 72 off, with vacations and all that stuff. That's expensive.
All right, so we won't turn you into the New York Fire Department, right? I can just see it now. What's that? So, do you have any cows on duty or anything like that?
No cows on.
No horse? Maybe some dog. You don't have a. You should have a dog there.
I know.
Nice husky.
Disappointing.
Is it air conditioned for the summer?
Yeah, it's a nice facility. It really is a nice facility. We have 3 different buildings, and you know, there's a budget for recruitment and retention. If it's a bad place to be, I slept there last night. I do 1 night a week where I sleep at the station. So we have 13 members who live at the stations. I was a live-in member the year before I got married, and that was my home. I had basically a dorm room. I didn't have to pay rent, didn't have to pay utilities, but the community benefited because I was there. We were staffing the trucks and all that stuff. So we have 13 members, and most of them are college students. Some are people in their 20s that might not be married yet. And you know, that's a pretty good deal for them, and it benefits the community. So last night we had 8 people at the main station, so we were able to staff minimum staffing for 2 trucks, an engine and a truck. We call trucks aerials, like a tower or a ladder, with skeleton crews of 4 apiece, but that's enough to get out the door. And, you know, that's pretty good to be able to do that. And then we had another crew at one of our other stations, and then half a crew at another station. So for a volunteer department to be able to get 3 trucks on the road at 3 in the morning with nobody having to get up out of bed and go to the station, that's pretty good. It works out well. It would not work if we were not a college town, though.
Yeah. You actually go in and fight the fire?
Yeah. But again, a lot of this, you know, you watch shows like 911 or Chicago Fire, and man, it's all big fires and all that stuff. Most of what we do, and anybody tuning into the fire service would relate to this, you got to be prepared for the big ones, and we do have fires, but a lot of what we do is gas leaks, alarm investigations. There's a lot of that stuff, a lot of nonsense. Car accidents where, you know, 2 gallons of gasoline or transmission fluid leaks out, and we put the kitty litter down on the, you know, it's oil dry, on the road, hazard control. There's a lot of that stuff that is not nearly as glamorous, not as exciting, but we do go to big structure fires sometimes too. And yet we're all trained to go in. In the first 12 to 18 months, new members are not qualified to go inside yet, so they'll do exterior type things like make the connection to the hydrant and do things outside. But it's fun. It's kind of like a practical sport.
Is it really, huh? Should be in the NBA, huh?
I don't know about that.
NFL?
I'm a lanky guy. I'm not built like a firefighter. But in the end, you know, your big 6 foot 3 inch tall, 230 pound, the stereotypical firefighter, which I am not. You know, they're built for doing search and rescue type stuff and truck work, you know, working off of the aerial or the ladder truck. But then if you look at wildfires, they may wear out faster, and somebody who's built more like a cross-country runner, more like myself, we're a little bit more cut out for wildfires, because that's basically a glorified long hike in the woods with some gear that you're carrying around, and that kind of thing, where it's more endurance and not so much brute strength.
I picture you as brute strength. I mean, sitting there like this.
Yeah, you know me well enough. I need those. You know, we put on my coat, the suit coat for work. Those little shoulder pads help me out a little bit, and the camera adds a few pounds. Of
course, you add what do you call it? Shoulder pads from football, right? Coming like that. Right. Hi, dear.
Yeah, no, I've always been real skinny.
Then I can't reach the high pressure area, but it's over here somewhere. Yeah. So,
Exactly.
when do you think we'll go back to warm weather again?
To warm weather again?
I don't see any big shots of it coming again for a while.
No, there's going to be a really significant reinforcing blast of cold on the final Sunday of February here. And so that'll, give us one more little blast of cold. It looks like a lot of back and forth, though. December was so warm. January was persistently cold. And then the theme of February, I always called it October, Ed. I don't know if
Well, and
yeah.
that's for those people in the Southern Hemisphere. It's for the people in the Southern Hemisphere. It's October, right?
Yeah.
Well, we have 2:43 left in the game. I want to thank Gino.
Gino, thank you.
Wake up, Gino. Oh, sorry.
Hey, I appreciate your general manager, and I can't remember exactly her role, but the other woman who was with you there.
Oh, she's not. She was. I don't know if she's on the board of directors or not, but.
She was highly enthusiastic.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, in full transparency, I was supposed to be the guest last week, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And Ed was very kind to not totally throw me under the bus. I was trying to get in, but I had a different link, and it was not the right link and whatever else. So I was calling, but I wasn't making the right phone calls. And you guys called AccuWeather, but I was working from home because I don't really go in until 2 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So I appreciate them filling in for me here, and on your big day, your 200th show.
Yes. How many was that?
200.
There you go, buddy.
Well, that's between two separate shows, right? Weathering the Weather with Ed.
That's right, and the variety show. The Ed Cohen variety show.
When the variety show hits 200 actual shows of the variety show.
Yeah, that'll be, I believe this is 154.
I think you should lower Gino in out of the ceiling partway through.
That would work, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the ceiling would come down.
That'd be fantastic.
It certainly would. Watch them land. All right, so I want to thank you for. We don't have no quiz today. I mean, what the heck, huh?
Well, hey, Ed, this is something of interest for you. I know you got to say goodbye. I hope that Major League Baseball can make it happen this year.
They're so stupid. It's just greed.
Goose Gossage made a threat. He made the news earlier. He said that he's not happy with management, and he wanted to work things out. He had a funny quote, and you can Google it. I don't want to misquote him, but yeah.
Who did he want to beat up? The owners?
I'm not sure who he mentioned, but the top executives. He wanted to put somebody in a trash can, he said.
Oh, well, okay, good. He certainly has been a quiet
It's kind of ambiguous.
Leave
it to Goose Gossage. 70 years old, living in Colorado.
Well, what else? They won't let him in a regular place, right? So at least this year, if they cut the season, the Mets won't have a chance to lose as many.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I'm a long-suffering Phillies fan.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, I want to thank you, Geoff, for being on this exciting show. And watch out for the house back there. You may want to, what is that, gas?
It's a wood pellet stove.
Close, that's right, I forget. How quickly they forget. All right, I want to thank you. Been a pleasure. We'll have you on again. I want to this time bring your wife on.
I'll ask her if she'd be up for that. Yeah.
And bring the doggy too.
Yeah, I should do that.
Yeah.
I'm looking around like my wife's like here. She's teaching right now.
Well, that's close enough. Her aura is there.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Geoff. Thank you very much. Have a nice trip in. Love the shirt.
Thank you, sir. You too. Very nice.
Yes, thank you. I pride myself.
I didn't lines of latitude and longitude on there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Here's Bermuda. This is Penn State right here. Okay.
Very nice.
All right. Well, thank you, Geoff. Have a good day over there. Don't slip on the sleet, freezing rain.
Enjoy your snow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got to feed the birds too.
Yeah. Right.
I throw stuff on the porch so they can get it.
Very nice.
Yeah. We don't want them digging. All right, Geoff. Thank you. Let's give Geoff a hand. Come on now. All right, you are good. There you are. Say hello to Joel or whoever it is. Joel, Evan, and whatever.
Ed Sullivan is dead, but Cohen isn't. And when it comes to weather, Cohen's smart. as New York as you get. His money's on the Mets, which goes to show that Ed's a Joe always bets his heart. You'll hear a slick review or two from Nicky, and Cantor Something Berg will sing some song. There's weather news and shtick, enough to make you sick. You'll be glad you came along.